Hello, everyone. Welcome to lesson one of our unit one. So our very first lesson of the year. We did meet briefly on Zoom Thursday and Friday. If you missed that meeting, this video is for you. Or if you want to go back and you want to review what was taught via the Zoom lesson, this is for you as well. You're going to be starting on this page of your interactive notebook. You should see this notes page. We're going to do a quick review of 7th grade absolute and relative location, and then we're going to apply it to our 8th grade skill, which is absolute and relative chronology. Chronology is the study of time, chrono or chronological. We also have the term chronicle, that prefix chrono meaning time, the study of time chronology. Today, we're going to identify and categorize the political, economic, geographic, and social reasons for European exploration. You're going to complete this page of your notes in your digital notebook. Feel free to stop this video at any time that you need. Go back and listen again or pick up where you left off to continue your activities. So let's go back and review from 7th grade. Let's start with absolute location. So this is where a place is specifically located. For example, our address, I'm sitting in our classroom, room 315 at MJH, or I could give you the exact street address for the school. That's an absolute location. Another example would be latitude and longitude, and so we use coordinates for that. That's especially helpful in the ocean whenever you don't have landmarks. Now, if we want to talk about how to get somewhere from the school, so for example, I want to get to Berkshire Brothers from Magnolia Junior High, we need to go to relative location. So relative location is a little different. This requires two locations, one location relative to another or in relation to another. Think about your family. It's not just you by yourself. You have relatives there with you. So it takes more than one. There's a few different ways to describe relative location. We have distance, so using mileage. Landmarks, such as if I want to go to Berkshire Brothers from Magnolia Junior High, I'm going to have to pass Magnolia Elementary and maybe even Burger King. And then we have relative location in accordance with time. So it takes 3.5 hours to get to Dallas from Magnolia. And then we also have directional location. So this is typically the easiest for young children to understand, and we usually teach it first. North, east, south, and west. So Texas is south of Oklahoma. We will use this type of location very often, especially when we're speaking about the different colonies and states and regions of the country in relation to other parts of the country. All right, so again, relative location. This describes where something is located in relation to other things. Absolute location is where a place is specifically located. Again, this is just a review from 7th grade. Now we're going to apply it to our 8th grade skill, and this is chronology. Chronology, again, define the arrangement of events or dates in the order that they happen. So the study of time, and we tend to do that from earliest date to latest date, as you see on most timelines. Some notes here for you to help you fill in your notebook. Absolute chronology is a list or a timeline of specific dates or events. For example, your birthday is an example of absolute location. Now, an example of relative location would be how long after your birthday was your friend born or was your sibling born? So relative location relative chronology similar to location is placing events in the order that they happen relative to one another. We have a couple of examples here. You can see the first timeline for absolute chronology. We have different major events we could plot on this timeline. For example, 1793 is a date you will learn. 1620 and 1607 are dates that you'll learn. We could also look at an event, such as Reconstruction after the Civil War. This was a time period, so many years, many absolute dates, but it's one major event. We also look at history in events in relation to each other. So on the timeline at the bottom, you can see the same descriptors at the bottom, but your dates are gone. So this is just using your descriptive skills to explain history in relation to other events. For example, exploration and colonization of the Americas occurred before the American Revolution did. This is an important skill to have, especially when you're describing historical events, which we will do a lot this year. All right, we want you to practice this now. You're going to go through and complete the notes, all the yellow boxes. You can go back in the video if you need to this slide to get those notes. And then your directions for the timeline activity. You're going to make a timeline of your life using absolute chronology. So again, using exact dates or events. You must include 3 things: your birthday, the year you started middle school, and some students like to use junior high and some like to use intermediate. It's kind of up to you. And then the year you will graduate high school. And then we need you to put in 2 more events. So not future events, so things that you plan on doing, like getting married, but maybe things that have already happened in your life. For relative location or relative chronology, I'm so sorry, the directions here, using the above absolute timeline now, you're going to describe the relationship between 2 events in your life using relative chronology. So in the box below, you'll write a short sentence that involves 2 of these dates and how they're related to each other. Either it came before or after, it was a cause and effect. It's kind of up to you and how you describe it. Again, feel free to pause this video and complete these activities, and then we can pick up where you leave off. All right, moving on. We're going to go on to, in our interactive notebook, we're going to be at the reading section. The first thing it asks you to do is to predict. What is the topic of the reading? You're going to have a short second to look on the video to look at this title. So look quick. Here we go. Predict. What do you think this is about? Ooh, did you catch it? That was fast. Across the pond is what most students are able to grab there. Discovery and settlement in a new world. And so we are going to read about this. Before we do, we need to know what the words mean before we read them. These are some words that students typically have problems with. We need you to go through and find the definition, and then also a Google image to cut and paste into your notebook. So what you're going to do here, use dictionary.com to define each of these words. And then in this space right here, you will paste your Google images for those words. I should be able to tell based on the images in this box which of them goes with the word. There should be a strong connection there. All right, let's go ahead and get started reading. So one of the really cool things about your interactive notebook is that it really is interactive. If you would like, you can have the pages read to you, any of the words. And so if you click on the audio button, try it out, click on the audio button.
Across the pond, discovery and settlement of a new world.
And that is the title of our reading. It'll go on to read the entire thing for you. If you don't want that, you don't have to press that audio button. It's there for you and for your access. One of the things that we'd like you to do while you read is not annotate, but instead circle dates. So we're going to practice absolute and relative chronology. We'd like you to find the dates while you read. This red circle should be circling the 1400s. And then you're going to drag and drop the rest of these circles where they go. You can also click on a circle. Sorry, I'll go back. You can click on a circle and copy paste it. So you could press Control C to copy, Control V to paste, or use your mouse keys to do that. On to page 2. You have a few dates here. Also, pay attention, this yellow line should be right above where it says 13 years after the founding of Jamestown. So that's relative chronology. Don't forget to circle that. Also, while you're reading, or at the end of your reading, you can go back and look for these things. We need you to list here the reasons that you see, that you read about for the exploration of these groups. So the reasons for Spanish exploration, list them here. The reasons for French exploration, why did they go? Why did they settle? List them here. And then finally for English exploration. All right, now that we're done reading and you have those dates circled, you're going to take those dates now and plot them on your other timeline. So you have this additional timeline in your interactive notebook. You're now going to apply what you've practiced about your own life, what you know now about European exploration and absolute and relative chronology. So we got a lot of skills and a lot of knowledge going on. Take those dates that you've circled and plot them on this timeline now. Then you're going to go on, and in the space below, you are going to use the information from the reading to create a 3 to 4 sentence explanation and describe the relationships between the dates listed above. So you're going to write a short paragraph this time, not one sentence, but one short paragraph, trying to bring all those dates together. So essentially, you're going to be writing about the dates that you've circled and explaining how they go together to describe the history of what you read. Please let me know if you have any questions. Please feel free to watch this video again. If you have any issues technologically, reach out to us and we can help you with that. And we will see you at the next lesson. Bye-bye. Some reminders before we leave. We have Zoom classes on Monday and Tuesday. This is AB days. We will see you there. The schedule is in Canvas and also in the welcome video. Your digital notebooks, this digital notebook is due next Friday, August 21st. You can come to campus Friday, August 21st for help with any of your classes or to get direction on how to complete your assignments. For example, if you've left a few things blank and you need help completing those, coming to school on Friday, if you're able to, we will be here to help you. Please reach out for help if you need.